Hey y'all, it's Christy from Teadoddles, and it's time for the next Saturday stitch. Today is on a Tuesday, but this will be the last one to catch us up, so then it'll just continue on from Saturdays from henceforth, provided nothing else happens. Now, I am putting these stitches into our mystery crochet along scarf if you're crocheting along with that, but you can also just use this as a tutorial reference for the stitch. Once we finish this scarf, I'll just be doing tutorials for stitches until I feel like I've done enough of them. All right, so today's stitch is called the crown stitch. Now, this is the stitch here. It's kind of hard to see if anything's going on, but this little kind of a bobble is here, and then the rest is double crochet. So that is the crown portion of it, I suppose. I can't really see where it looks like a crown, but maybe you can. This is a fairly easy stitch, so let's go ahead and get my other scarf and show you how it's done. All right, here we go. So because most of this is going to be double crochet, the only thing I'm really going to be showing you is that little inset bobble stitch for the most part. But for the first row, we're going to crochet. We're going to chain 1, 2, 3 for our first chain, and that counts as our first double crochet. Now you will notice that sometimes I do a chain 2, sometimes I do a chain 3 for the first double crochet. Usually that's related to the pattern or the stitch that I'm doing. So that's really all that's about. Now we're going to double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Now this is the inset part that we're going to make. So we'll chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip a stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, and chain 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And skip a stitch and double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So before I do the other stitches, that's what the little inset looks like there. It just makes a little V, and that's where the bobble will go for the next stitch, which is really just 3 double crochets together. But we'll double crochet into the next 5 stitches, and that is our repeat for this row. Get that in there. 4 and 5. Well, not the next 5 stitches, I'm sorry. It'll be 5 stitches total. So it'll be the inset and then 5 double crochet, and we'll do that to the end. On the ends we technically have 6 double crochets, and that's just to make up for the stitch count I have in this pattern. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll come back and show you how to do the next row. Okay, I've made it all the way to the end of my row, and really you just do the repeat is this portion and then 5 double crochets, and then in the end you just put an extra double crochet. So that is the first row. Now for row 2, we're just gonna chain 1 and turn. We'll be doing single crochets across this row, so you will single crochet into all 6 of the first 6 double crochets. There goes my dog barking. All right, once we get to our little inset, we will chain 1, and then in this single crochet, they call it a bobble in the original stitch instructions. In my pattern, I just called it a 3 double crochet together because that's basically what it is. So we'll yarn over, insert into our stitch, just pull up a loop through the first 2 stitches, yarn over again, pull through the first 2 stitches. One more time. Pull through the first 2 stitches, and you should have 4 loops. I got a little split in my yarn. Get off of there. All right, should have 4 loops on the hook, and then you're just going to pull through all 4 loops and chain 1. Then you will go back to single crochets in the next 5 double crochets. So that is what our little bobble looks like, or 3 double crochet together, and it just fills in that little space right there. And that is the repeat for this pattern. You just single crochets and bobbles all the way across until you fill that in. So I'm gonna finish up this row and I'll come back and show you how that works, and I'll talk about the next row, which is just really offset. Okay, I finished off the second row. You can see we have our little insets. Now in the pattern, which really made an impact, they changed color on this next row, which makes those little crowns, or whatever you want to call them, stand out. So that's a thought to do to make that stand out a little bit more. So the next row is really just the same as this row. It's just offset slightly. So instead of starting with 6 double crochets, you'll only start with 2, and then you'll do your inset across and then come back and put your bobbles in. So the pattern, which is always in the description below, will show you that. You can see that here. Y'all, I'm going to work on trying to see how to prevent this shadow from happening. I'm sure it's some sort of lighting thing, and I just got to figure out how to do that. But so that's what it'll offset. So you will repeat in the pattern. You're going to have 4 rows that you'll repeat 1 time, and then I finished it off with the row of double crochets. So when you're putting your double crochets in over a inset portion, it just goes into that chain 1, into the bobble, chain 1. That's just where the stitches go. So nothing too complicated there. But that is the crown stitch. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you remember to have a life lived creatively, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.